Welcome to Perception Bus Tour. This is the outside portion of it, and if you guys want more information, you can go to purpleperception.com. Enjoy. Hi guys, I'm Michelle. I'm the 360 gal. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. To get the best experience out of this video, please make sure your settings are at least set to 1080p or higher. And headphones or earbuds in will drastically improve the audio experience because I do use ambisonics audio in this. And to get the best video experience, if you guys have a phone or tablet, you can lift your phone, tablet around and you can actually change the view by actually moving your tablet around. Or you can also make a large screen or even regular screen and touch on the screen and move around that way. If you're on your PC, you can click and hold on the mouse and touch the screen and move it around that way. These are videos where you get to choose your view. You do not have to look right in front of you. Also, in that note, I will give you guys cues of when to look around if I add elements for you guys to look to your right or look to your left. And sometimes I'll get it confused and tell you to look to my left and look to your right. One way or the other, we'll get you there. I will use call-out tags and arrows to point stuff and add some enhancements like drop in better quality photos that this camera cannot pick up. Please sit back and enjoy the video. Have a great day. Thank you. Hi guys, it's time to do a tour of the bus. I've been meaning to do this for quite a while. I actually had some video planned out. However, the amount of editing I had to fix with the old camera just kind of wasn't going to be worth it. So I decided that I wanted to do another record of it and do a tour of the video or tour of the bus. This is going to be a multi-part series. Unfortunately, there's just no way to do it all in one recording to get everything that I like to tour out and show people in the tour. So let's start up front, the outside, then we'll do the first half, and then we'll do the second half. And power and solar, and I'll add you guys some of these call outs up here, and then some arrows, of course, and anything else that you may need some interesting information on. So let's get it started and get going. Starting from the outside, on the driver's side, a couple unique things. Let me move you guys over here. Is on the outside. First thing, this door used to be a folding in door. I'm sorry, you guys are a little shaky there. I have since pulled it off, laid it on the ground, added this chunk of metal here. This is a 3-inch, quarter-inch plate steel, and it is way overkill for what I need. I just didn't know what I was doing whenever I built it out. But what I did is I laid it on the ground and ran this plate, and I don't remember the spec of that, but it's about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. And I put it on the ground where I thought it was flat and came and screwed these in. First step. And then after I got that done, I came back and welded these in, this on, this side piece on, and all up here. I actually ended up using the original bus frame, solid. The original bus frame and hinge here to open it. It actually needs some of those screw nuts on it to give it more support, but it works good for now. I might get some of those eventually. Of course, it's a diesel, and this thing's really cool. I made this. I had several of these. Every now and again, they fall off. This is just one of them little motion sensitive lights. I got this one at Home Depot with some magnets attached to it. So if you have a metal vehicle, you can kind of move around. You can put it wherever you want. You can take it off if you don't want it there. Mainly because the last one I had didn't have a switch on the bottom like this one. But I really like it because you can move it around the rig however you want. Alright, let's just go ahead and continue on back. These are wood windows. These are made out of Western cedar. The glass in them is the original bus glass that came out of the bus themselves. The glass is a 1/4 inch thick, and I made them double pane. They're about 3/4 inch apart to give the optimum spacing for insulation resistance. The reflectance on the outside glass is on the inside of the outside glass. It is low E tint, so it reduces the solar gain from this window. If I had to do over again, I would have put this window on the opposite side and left this one clear. The other side is clear. These are my security window screens. They keep people's hands from reaching into my bus whenever I'm sleeping at night and I need a cool breeze in there. They work great for this. This is my air conditioner. I would say it works okay. It pulls the fresh air in here, and it has a ducting that goes around to the side and sticks out, and it blows out here, and it blows out hot air, so the hot air goes up. So I'm not actually this recycling in it. It works okay. I wouldn't say it works great. I would do a different thing before I did this again. This also has some of that security protection on it. This gives me a little bit of extra protection, being that you always heard rumors about copper thieves, and this just keeps anyone from reaching in there and destroying it. I'm sure they could destroy it if they wanted it, but this extra security. And find these little thing, little silicone on it there too. The reflectors here I added that when I first came out this last year. I added it because BLM. You want people to see on BLM. You don't want them driving in crazy like that. At least that's what I thought, and it works good for that. I did the 22-inch roof raise on the bus itself. It started out as a standard yellow school bus, and I'll put a photo in here probably against this wall somewhere of it. And I did that. It was either 2 foot or 1.5 feet, and I split the difference and went with 22 inches. It gives me 8-foot ceilings on the inside. It's really nice to have the 8-foot ceilings. And back in the bedroom area, which people are like, it used to be a prison bus? And it's like, no, it's not really a prison bus. It was an original school bus, but I recycled all the glass, and all these windows are horizontal or double pane, basically. And I put them up high because they're right about eye level for me, depending on the inside. My floor in the bathroom's probably right about here, and this is where the bathtub is, so I'm thinking my floor in my bathroom's right about here, which, a long ways, and then the floor in the bedroom's like way up here too. So, but the 8-foot ceilings allow me to have 3 different storage in it, and all that. I got new tires on it, huge tires. I mean, I'd stick my whole knuckle in there if I wanted. New tires, brand new rims on it. Whenever I left out, I traded a small car for it. Let's go ahead and continue on around to the back of it. You can see my other air conditioning unit right here. This is my other AC. It also has some protective stuff on it. It's through the back door, so I could make it easier access to cleaning it. Originally I had the AC over there, and it's a pain in the butt to clean. You can really see the height of the roof raise. Basically from that drip edge down to here is pretty much the 22 inches I raised it. These windows are set up in such a way they're done with the double pane and the low E tint on them. And you can lay in bed and face your head this way and look up and see the stars from the inside. This is my security hatch on the back of it. It's thicker steel than the actual steel on the outside of the bus. And I can open it for venting and maintain security, or I can also open it and pop it open and have a view. I kept the original bus back door. Originally, I didn't have the motorcycle with me originally. I got it back from a friend after selling it to him he had it for about 10 years. And when I got it back, it needed some gaskets, and it looks like it may need some new gaskets too. It also could be the torque wrench that I used was not a good torque wrench. I'm starting to suspect that because of the oil leak I keep having on the engine. I keep fixing it, and I think the torque wrench is not accurately putting accurate measures out. This I attached my second time back home. Before I came out, I left and went to Pueblo and stayed with friends for about a month, and then I came back home, picked up the bike because I decided it was a necessity to have. The bike has been completely ran through, new gaskets all the way through. I have a 3D printed part here, and I'll drop some photos up here and of the 3D printed part. Right now I'm considering casting a new rubber for this if I can find the right epoxy material. So if any of you out there in YouTube land knows of a good epoxy material that's rubberish, that can handle high heat and gas and oil exposure, and that is also very flexible, that can work for that, that would be great. The bike is a bike. My mom bought it from my dad in 1979. I learned to ride on this bike. It's had its share of experiments and fun on it, and a lot of my friends have learned to ride on this bike too. But it does really good out here, and since I've added the basket, it actually helps quite a bit. I've also added reflections on it, and I got it kind of tied to the bus and tied to that. That's what these little things are for, little tie-ins, and they're not screwed through, they're actually bolted through with a huge washer on the other side. And if you guys look up there, you'll see my wood deck. It's an 8x12 wood deck, and there's no sides on it because it's mostly for stargazing. Let's go ahead and continue on around. Oh yeah, LED lights throughout. And on this side we have, down here is, I just got done fixing it because it fell off the other day on me. It's almost solid. That's my drain line. This is where I store my drain hose. It's one of those 2-inch farm green hoses, but I wanted a good connection because they want to charge $200 for that seal connection. All I have is gray water. I have 4 30-gallon containers hooked up with plumbing, all in parallel as one big tank, so it gives me roughly 120 gallons of gray water storage. I use a composting toilet for my toilet, so I don't really need black water, so all I have is gray water. I have 110 gallons fresh water, and like I have said in many other videos, I can run my tub 3 or 4 times with that if I just wanted to stay out here for a week and soak every night. But the longer I'm out, the more you don't feel like you need to. There's several different ways you can get clean out here, and that's one of the more luxurious ways that I have. Let's continue our walk around before we lose daylight. There's a second set of new wheels. I think I scuffed something. I think I hit a rock on the way here. My exhaust comes out this side. Don't ever hang out on the left side of this bus. You'll get a side full of exhaust. I have my propane tanks in here. I have 4 of those big barbecue style propane tanks, so if any time I have a problem with the tank, I can just swap it out, and I can go to any convenience store, Walgreens, Walmart, or any other store like that, and just get my propane. I don't have to go to a special RV place for my propane. And I carry 4 of them, 2 of them dedicated to, you know, the regular, they have the 2 tank swap things that hold them in place like that's normally on a trailer. I have 2 of them dedicated to house systems because usually whenever I'm taking a shower, I run out of propane for whatever reason. It's kind of bites. It's really cold. And I had to get kind of dressed and come out here and swap them over, but that's not a big deal. And then I got 1 of them dedicated for my generator, which is up front here. It's a dual fuel Champion inverter generator. And I'll drop a photo in here maybe. And the other one goes to my Mr. Heater Buddy model. Or also doubles as a backup. And okay, so you can see it's clear on this side. The windows aren't clear. And this side needs to be a little TLC. Some of the varnish and outside stuff, like wood windows, you got to do a lot of maintenance on them. But it'll be easy. I can come back here, clean this up, and it'll look as good as the other side. I just recently got done doing that one. If you also look up here, you can see my solar panels, set 1 and set 2. Each one of these sets is 400 watts. The evolution of 2 and 3, the first evolution has been completely replaced with that one. That's my 3rd evolution of building a tilting array. That is the 2nd one. These tilt up to almost a 90-degree angle on either side. However, I did not get a good linear actuator to raise them up and down. So they have just one side tilts. I never tilt them. I mean, I probably will sometime whenever I get around to it. Mainly, I just need to hook up the electronics, and I was going to have this one programmed. This one tilts in both directions, and it'll tilt almost 35 to 40 degrees. Not a full 45 degrees, I don't think. I have never measured it, so that's just going by sight. Ooh, that sunset's getting pretty back there. But that tilts in both directions, and that one can tilt in both directions. The only reason I don't use it is because I had an electronics product designed for it, and I was going to follow the sun. I never got it finished, so I think I'm just going to find me some longer wire and hook me up a button switch thing so I can still pop my head up the hatch and run it up and down. Alright, let's just go ahead and continue on around. I have recently replaced my wheel caps there. They broke on me whenever we was out there at Van Build last year, not this year. Let's see. So, front of the bus, regular old headlights. I painted these black because I read somewhere that the black will actually help intensify the light if you're looking on it at any off time of day. The paint really is, I like the green color. You know, it gives me a little bit of camouflage if I'm out in the boonies, but for the most part it's a big green bus, you can't really hide it. The black on the hood is utilitarian only. Basically, if you're driving in the morning or in the evening time and you get the sun coming down and you have a reflective hood, a lot of school buses or big trucks that reflect back into your eyes, so you're getting it hit by both angles. With a big flat roof or a flat hood like that, and the color is all flat, it doesn't really reflect at all unless it's raining. But then again, if it's raining, it's not really sunny, so I don't have to worry about it. The white strip I can't see inside there, and that's more or less just to keep the front part of the cab cool, because the sun was actually pushing through that and I don't have any way to insulate up there. Downside to a bus, it's hard to insulate the cab. Let's see. I have not put my name up there. Perception is the bus's name. The name might follow me to the next one, probably not, but I really like the Perception name because it all depends on your perception, of course. The little square thing up there is my cellular mobile router. And that's has MIMO antenna, and it basically uses, it's called a PrepWave BR1 Mini, and it basically allows me to have cellular signal, and I could attach a booster to it, but right now it's not running any boosted, and I can get upwards of 65 megabits per second up and down the max, whatever the max system is. And if I wanted to go beyond that, I could actually go with a BR1 and one of the other ones where I can get up to 300 megabits per second. It's basically what people use to cover the Wi-Fi that they use in commercial industries. This one's particularly designed for ATMs. Anyhow, so big honkin' vise. Everyone needs a big honkin' vise on their rig. It's really handy. It's worth having on there, and it's worth putting on the next rig in the future, along with the big honkin' bumper and some big honkin' tow things. These are stock. These came with the bus. This is what I attached the, what was it called? The slack line to the other day. It's really pretty over there. Hope you guys are looking around when I'm doing this tour, because this is pretty. Anyhow, so big wheels, big that. I have an external regulator in there on the alternator to help the bus handle it. My last one did not handle very good. Anything else out here? I don't see anything else out here. Let's go. Thank you for joining me for the Perception bus tour. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe. Next video will be inside of the bus.